Three things you can do right now to crush your calls. All right, let's jump into it. First one, just do it. Start by visualizing, right? I take, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, visualize my success, including the completion, overcoming the objection, exactly what you want to have happen. Visualize that success and then start making calls, right? These kind of go together. You want to visualize and go. I like picking a specific time, if you can, that you're going to make these calls each day. Now, it could be cold calling, it could be reaching out for conversations. Set a goal, visualize your success, and go. You will find that once you start training up your mind and you build your habits to do this, and you do it every single day when you're working, if it's Monday through Friday, whatever day it is, or the days that you've structured for calls, when you have a specific time, you are much more likely to just attack, start building and going. So that's the very first thing I would say is so critical. Start at the same time, have the goals. If it's an hour session, if it's 10 calls, one call, whatever, start anything. Make sure you always start at that same time. It is going to be so helpful for you, and I promise you're going to improve. Okay, second thing, this is a big one. You've got to overcome those objections. Number two, the reason why you don't necessarily feel like making those calls, right? A lot of times it's your confidence. When I coach new people, especially brand new people calling, they were so scared they didn't even want to make one call. And I said, listen, make a call and fail. Just pick some random person just so we can get the experience, right, of you just taking a try at it. Okay, call a friend. That's another one too, right? If you have role play partners, that can help. But just call someone and ask if you can just go through and do a practice call with someone. Once you start doing this and it becomes familiar, it gets easier, right? And then as you're doing this, this is a big one. Once you've set like the time, okay, and you're doing that and you're starting to make the calls, you want to gain the confidence. How do you gain the confidence? You gain the confidence by practicing and being ready for what they're going to say. The more comfortable and confident you are, so all of the objections, they're going to help. I remember when I started calling for very first time, I got an appointment, right? Closed it. And I was scared, like, well, what am I going to do? I don't know how to do all these other things. Okay. As they came up, as I started calling consistently, I would run into things that I didn't know how to overcome yet. Not a problem, right? I wrote it down, take the notes. I tried my best. Usually would end not the way I would want, always. Sometimes it did, but more often than not, I'd have to really think about how to overcome that objection. Well, this is where your confidence is going to come to. So you want to practice, right? Every single day, practice 10, 15 minutes before either role playing, which I would highly recommend. You can use also like virtual as well, like ChatGPT AI. You can do different prompts. If you message me, I can send some out to you to help. Or you can role play with a person, or even just practicing and preparing to overcome those objections, right? So especially the common ones. If you're mastering the most common objections that you're getting, you're going to improve fast, much faster than if you're not. And then what will happen is after a while, you'll start getting all of these objections and you're practicing and you're role playing to overcome it, right? Then you start getting really, really good at it and your confidence is going to skyrocket. Now it's going to change to where you actually are looking forward to having these conversations, right? Because your confidence is higher. So make sure you're practicing. I always like to have two or three different ways to overcome that objection, just in case they say no to this or this. You try something else, right? We keep going back to it, but I promise you, as you become a master of your craft and you keep building up the skills, the regular real estate conversations, cold calls, whatever it is, the phone conversations are going to drastically improve because your confidence is going to go through the roof. Then as your confidence goes through the roof, even with the hard objections, won't be as difficult. I remember I was brought out to a speaking event, and at the end of it, they had me at a lunch. I didn't know I was going to be like the main person with I don't know, like 15 to 20 people basically going around the room taking their best shot like of their difficult conversations that they were having. In this case, it was real estate. I said, okay, I do this all day. So I went through all their hardest objections, Luckily, I knew them all. It wasn't a wild one. I hadn't heard one before, but so I was able to help them, and they were able to overcome it, and I believe that helped, at least from what I heard, helped improve their confidence and their salesmanship. So definitely master that art. Make sure, by the way, like and subscribe if you like this stuff. Um, Put in a comment below, what you've done when you've had a difficult objection and how did you learn to overcome it. Make sure that you're just starting and setting those goals and just doing it, man. Take the action. Promise you can improve. Now, the last one is probably my favorite. And I had a friend and a mentor that really helped me quite a bit. And he was putting on some really good salesmanship and how to improve and things like this. And it's so funny because he's from a city called Dayton, Ohio, and at this time, I think he had just moved out to LA. But before that, he was LeBron James's actual insurance agent. So he was a great basketball player himself from the city. And he told me this story that I'll never forget, and hopefully this will inspire you just like it did to me. So he talked about a time when he was really successful, and he wanted to take his mom, who had never been here, to New Orleans. Okay, and give her the full experience. She really wanted to go visit, so he stayed at this nice hotel. And when he's checking in, mom really wanted to do like a carriage tour of the city, and he said, "Great, we'll go over there, and then I'll take you on, a carriage ride." So he goes over there, and his mom, is looking at a couple different lines, and she goes to this kind of the shorter line because this other line for this particular person was really long. It was like an hour and a half, 2 hour long line. And she's like, her son came out and he's like, "Mom, we got to go to this line." And she's like, "Wait, why? This line's only like 5 or 10 minutes." He goes, "I know, but this is the line you want to be in." So they're waiting and waiting. He has some snacks, he's prepared for this. And finally, it's their turn after about an hour and a half of waiting, talking. And there's this old man, and his name's Willie. And he comes in, he greets them, he's weaving these most amazing stories and pattern throughout the city. And every time they go by, everyone's like, "Hey, Willie," they're talking to him because he's grown up as a little kid and spent his whole life in this town, and everyone knows him. And he shares his personal experiences and stories about the graveyards and the particular experiences that he's had and on Bourbon Street and all of the history of him and his friends playing and doing things and people he knows. And everyone in this town knows him. By the end of the tour, his mom's crying and says it's the most amazing tour she's ever been on in her life because of Willie and his experience and how much he cares and how much the people loved him. I mean, it was absolutely breathtaking movie. What I want you to take away from that is Willie goes all out on every carriage ride to make it an absolute memorable experience for the people on his ride and part of the journey. Start doing the Willie experience for the people that you're talking with. Start making it great for them. Start making it memorable. Stand out. Share. Do whatever you can to make it amazing. It has an impact. And it goes back to something even more than just the showmanship or the storytelling. Here's the real secret. I'm going to give it to you right now for those that stayed. Actually care. This is the difference. When you truly care about someone, it's okay whatever they say. We want to help them. It's okay if they say no. We just want to do our absolute best and try to help them the best we can, give them this amazing experience, make it memorable. And I'm going to tell you, people know if you care about them for real or not. They can sense it. So that's one of the secrets of all of my coaching is the first part is we actually have to care. So if you like this and want to learn more, get signed up, certainly join the free. And then if you're serious and ready to make a commitment and real change, get in my paid. The links are in the info below. And I really hope you enjoyed this. And I want you to put on the Willie experience and truly care about people. I know that you can improve every day and you will become very confident at calling. Thanks so much. See you on the next one.